Welcome back to Class Culture. Happy 20th episode. Welcome, Hearts of Gold. We are rocking and rolling. This episode is going to be about metal, elements, ancient fun, as far as we're concerned. We are the ones who celebrate the holidays over here in Class Culture. We keep it 100, and we will continue to rock and roll because this is sort of so much fun for me. I've been celebrating the holidays since I was born. If you were born in a family that loves holidays, loves decorating, loves celebrating, loves rituals, loves gatherings, all of that, decorating, dressing up, singing, dancing, then you're in the right place. This is Class Culture. If you're new here, please subscribe. Thank you so much. Let's get on with the show. This is number 20. So guess what? I know you've caught up. Or if this is your first one, go backwards, 1918, until you catch up for Halloween, and I will be live, and we're going to have some fun on Halloween. Yes, in present time, we are in a pandemic, but shout out to the future and beyond. These topics live forever because these topics existed thousands of years ago, and they will still exist. Shout out to the future. Shout out to my, descendants. Even, people who wrote this stuff have gone on. Okay, so we're still here talking about it. I get it. I love it. I don't know about other content creators. I download everything, and it's always going to be a part of my existence here on earth, whether I'm here or not. It's ours. Don't you watch old movies? I'm moving my little chair here. Don't you watch old movies from 1930, 40, 50, and 60 where people have gone on? Yeah, they still exist. So shout out to us creatives. We love what we do. I want people to remember me in this vein of knowledge, learning, research, art, craft, film. That is all I've done for the last 30 years. That's really all that matters. Personal level stuff is for people who you actually meet and know, who have a genuine interest in getting to know you on the real. So this part is easy because I want this to live
on, just like the moon up there, just like humankind, just like nature, just like animals, just like plants. Elements mean everything to our existence here on earth. This whole sphere, how the planet, the atmosphere, how the planet feeds us and how we live off of it. Trees make oxygen. Hug a tree. Wake up tomorrow and hug a tree. And it can be fun. It's not, for me, I didn't really do anything spooky. We talked about topics. Now, you might feel a way because of how you were raised and or taught. However, my family did not, I'm looking for my drink. We didn't go around spooking each other. Now, we talked about subject matter, you know what I mean? But we didn't say, ooh, you're going to die. Ooh, if you put on a pumpkin costume, you're going to go to Hades. Ooh, you're a bad person because you wear red lipstick. Ooh, you talked about the occult. Ooh, you stayed in a room with number 13. No, we didn't do none of that. I'm sorry, not sorry. If that's your bag, if you're triggered, if you don't like the subject, you should be able to read each and every one of my titles and figure out what we're talking about. Down below in the description box is everything that we cover. You know what I mean? So we are here for knowledge and teaching, and knowledge is power. And also, let me say this. Thank you, Hearts of Gold, for enjoying these videos, these episodes. I appreciate you. That's what my channel is about, real life. And we are well-rounded around here. So love and hugs to you. So periodic table, ancient periodic table, elements, alchemy, hermes, trismegistus. We're going to look at that, okay? Is it trismegistus? Girl, we're going to look at it later. Molecular formula, elements of magic, metal, superstition of metals, harmless fun, what to do instead of Halloween. And we have extra as far as words to look up. We have webbies. Then we have extra webbies. So, yeah, I don't mind doing the extra words because, I mean, really, I have to get to the point where I want to record it and document it so when I come back, I can look at it. But then again, we don't need to really hit it here. But, you're here with me while I do my research. Hopefully, I'm, um, helping you learn how to research. What is this word?
Trismegistus.
Girl, trismegistus.
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 Trismegistus. Get out of here. Okay, we're going to look it up and we're going to have fun with it. I'm sorry, not sorry, but, I'm shaking up my drink. Education needs to be fun. You know what I mean? It needs to be something you can benefit from and something you can pass down, just like a precious jewel, just like money, just like belongings, just like property. I am always thirsty. I have no idea what's wrong with me. Let's hit it. Let's go. Now we have a couple of images, just a couple, not a lot. The first thing we're going to look up, let's look up the word first, periodic table, because it's really not a lot to look at. However, I wanted to keep it on the ancient tip. You know what I mean? So a periodic table. Let's look at what you will discover when you put that in the Googles. All right. The periodic table, they're interactive as well, but the periodic table shows names, electrons, oxidation states. Okay. It also shows 3D orbitals, isotopes, and mixed compounds. Okay. It SRI, element, sarcosity. Discovery dates, sorry, melting and boiling points, block, group, and period information. This was important to, let's just say, the discovery and the science of metals, because we all know in prehistoric times, medieval times, and current times, mankind has always used metals to build weapons, to use, to adorn ourselves. It all matters, especially in the subject of Halloween, because we've talked about swords, we've talked about potions, we've talked about talisman that are made of metals, all of that good stuff. So I felt it was important to hit on this topic. We talked about silver bullets and stuff like that. Sorry, I just took my drink. You know how we rock and roll over here. Pardon me. So the periodic table, also known as the periodic table of chemical elements, is a tabular display of the chemical elements. It is widely used in chemistry, physics, and other sciences, and is generally seen as an icon of chemistry. Okay, so we're going to stop there. And then I'm going to take this away. Hi, that's me. And then we're going to show you. I love pastels, so this was a nice one for me. Ta-da! There they are. We have a lot more to look at where you can go and get your version of it. But I like this version of it. I remember when I was in science, not that this was my favorite subject or anything, but I was fascinated. So I definitely have this in my file. I hope you enjoy it. And, just imagine back in the beginning of the science of it. That's why I showed in the background that, they were called philosophers and alchemists. They were discovering, they were trying to put it together. They were trying to make symbols and sense of everything, and the weather, and the religions, and the cultures, and sickness, and health, and the study of science. It all mattered, right? So here you are. I love this. I have this in my file. We'll visit this uh, one day in the future. But to me, that's all about the changing of the seasons and the discovery of it and the science of it. The royalty, the sun, the moon, man, women, it's all um, we are all connected. Okay. And to me, that's exciting. And I love this image. It's round, it's just like the moon. And it also has those curious words that we'll get to talk about a little later. Okay. Not in this episode, but also it's interesting because you can also tie it into the, um, zodiac signs, physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental. So that's something we will revisit as well. But you see the symbol of the triangle there? That's something that I shared down in EXKRA. So, yeah, there you go. So let me take those away. Okay. Now, after they did all of their research, they presented it to the world. And then one person would go, nope, that's not it. And then they would discover or debunk what you said. And then another person would say, nope, that's not it. And they would discover something new and debunk what you said. So science over time has grown and grown and grown. It has been debated. Different cultures came together. They clashed over this and that. And then eventually we are here in 2021 and everyone has come to a consensus sometimes, because in 10 years, someone else will discover something else. So it is living and breathing, almost like the Constitution of the United States. It's always growing. It's a living, breathing document. Science moves on and on and on and on. And people learn every day, all day long. New scientists are learning. Old scientists are learning. Some people are changing their careers and they're delving into science after years of being a hairdresser or something. You know, it's always something that draws you in. And I like this picture because it just reminds me of people just shooting down what he learned. But guess what? We all benefit from it because we get better and better and better, and we learn something new. Different properties of different elements are used for the betterment of mankind. So I don't have a problem with that. Now, it might get a little rough on the personal level because one scientist doesn't believe in what this scientist say. And then they might get in a little squabble. But then I don't like when they're put down in the sense that they're kicked out or dismissed. I just say it's a stepping stone. The person that comes along and adds on to what your philosophy or your discovery or your project said might be a little outdated. And then we move on to something new. So, this is what this picture represents for me. Men back there debating, this scientist presenting what he learned and is displaying it for the world, and everybody else is debating it, and everybody else is shooting it down. Nature changes, things are evolving. So that's what I love about this picture. And yes, I'm going to keep that for a minute in my file. So, but I love it. But yeah, all of that debate has happened over time to this particular moment in time to bring all of this information to us today. So I salute them up to this point, all that hard work. Every symbol on this table has gone through that process from 10,000 years ago to today, from that first scientist to the scientist that's deriving, conclusions out of experiments today. You know what I mean? So, yeah, give me a second. So, I'm getting an email. I'm just responding. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's hit it. We're done with that. So let me get all of that out of the way, and then we'll go right into the subject matter at hand. And I think I can leave this up. Yeah, I can leave it up. All right, so we did periodic table. Let's do ancient periodic table because that's a more modern image. So let's look at an ancient periodic table. Okay, so here it says, what is the oldest one? I don't believe that because I think it goes way, 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 way back. You know, they said 1889. Nope, I don't believe that. But that's me. But there are some cool images on where it started, the beginning, the origin, all that good stuff. It's handwritten instead of printed by computer. Here it says 1869. We already looked at this before, remember? Here's a neat one. Very interesting. I like when they look scientific instead of cartoony. And if it's going to look cartoony, I'm going for the pastels. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Okay. So, yeah, that's that. All right. So what's the next one? No, we're not going to sit and talk about what's on there. You can do that on your own. Now let's look up elements that are found. Some are, some aren't. Okay, that's also being debated. Element, a substance that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical means. An element is composed of atoms that have the same atomic number. That is, each atom has the same number of proton in its nucleus as all other atoms of that element. So that's the bottom base origin definition of each element. Okay. In chemistry, an element is a pure substance consisting only of atoms that all have the same numbers of protons in their nuclei. until or unlike chemical compounds, chemical elements cannot be broken down. Okay? So, and if you want to look at images, boom, there they are. Okay? That's the one I chose. Okay? Let's look at related. Nature and magic. Uh-huh. You know we're going to have some magic in there. Okay. So the next one is alchemy, hermes. Uh-huh.
Trismegistus.
Forget about it. Um, they can bite me. So let's look it up anyway, because that's the next topic. Okay. Let's just call them hermes. Okay. Or hermes. The alchemists, oh, sorry. The alchemists often use distillation. Okay, distillation, right? Distillation in their attempts to change matter from one form to another, a process that required making a glass tube airtight. The method they used was attributed to their legendary patron Hermes. Hermes. Hence the description hermetically sealed. Okay? So that's where that came. That's how they figure it out. That's when they're doing their work and they're breaking down all this stuff. That must have been so dangerous. Okay? And that's his bloody fingers and air symbols. But yeah, that must have been dangerous to work with chemicals and to figure all of that out and to, you know, not die and have to touch all those things. And it must have smelled bad. You know, chemicals smell bad, like under your kitchen table, not kitchen table, child, the kitchen sink. It must feel bad. It must smell bad. You know, it's like that. They didn't have gloves or masks or anything. So that's why I pay homage to them, because they did all the hard work and we're benefiting from it. So absolutely. How about you have some little thing on the side of your Halloween table in honor of them? A little, you know, a little what do you want to call it? Test tube, a little chemical uh you know, science project. You know, it's just amazing. There's Pinterest again. We're gonna hit Pinterest in 2022. Pinterest is like a project in itself, but it's amazing. It is. So we're gonna end here. Okay. And there are some related searches over there. Okay. So yeah, pay homage to the people who came before us, because they did all the hard work and we are benefiting off of that. I know I do. So let's look at molecular. Oh, you want to hear it one more time? Then I'm going to close this window.
Trismegistus.
I'm not even going to try it. Hermes the magician. How about that? A molecular, did I spell that right? Yeah, molecular formula. A molecular formula, because after they broke it down and found it and were praised and they presented it to the world and they clapped it up and they added it onto the periodic table, they had to write down the formula. Okay, a molecular formula consists of the the chemical symbols for the what constitute sorry, that's a weird word. Constituent. What? Let's look it up together. Constituent. Child, let me put some glasses on. Okay, let's read it again. A molecular formula consistent of the chemical symbols for the constituent elements, followed by numeric subscripts describing the number of atoms of each element present in the molecule. Ciao. Woo! I remember my kids used to come home from school and with science and chemicals and chemistry and trigonometry. I would go, hold on, baby, because this is going to be hard for me. I'm a creative, artistic person. It's hard, but it's interesting, and I'm not afraid of it. Well, it's fascinating, actually. Chemical symbols for the constituent elements, followed by a numeric subscripts describing the number of atoms of each element present in the molecule. Now, you all know what that looks like. We just learned what it meant. Okay? Here you go. Like I was wearing a t-shirt the other day and someone asked me, they said, "What is that formula?" And I said, "Chocolate." And they just giggle. So yeah, I like it. So now you know what it is. That's a lot. It's some constituents in there and everything else they said. hmm Number of molecules, the elements. It's interesting to me. It really is. So it will always live here in this video. So there you go. There's some more. hmm There you go. Interesting, right? And there are some related searches for you. There is a list and more examples. Okay. I honor anyone that's in science and chemistry and math because you rock. I just listen and I learn and I go, "Ooh, I just want to look at a picture and a television episode and discovery, and then that's it. I don't need to grab onto it because I know what I want to know about other, let's just say, topics. But I don't have a problem saying, "Oh, wow, that's fascinating. Wow, I salute you. I honor you. I bow down to you." And they're not asking me things about the stuff that interests me and I feel like I have a grasp on. So I don't have a problem. I like being around smart people. I like being around people that are smarter than me, that compliment me, that ask questions about the things that I'm learned on, that congratulate me about my skill set. So I do the same for other people. I don't get jealous. There's nothing for me to get jealous about. It's not my get down, or my cup of tea, but I'm still fascinated by it. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's look up elements of magic. Yeah, don't hate. Don't hate, congratulate. Elements of magic. Oh yeah, I could, I'm good. You know what I mean? Understood as a continuing and potent force within global civilization. Magic is imaginatively approached here as a cluster of activities, attitudes, beliefs, motivations, which include topics such as, I'm going to stop here. The reason why I said all of that before this is because some people get angry. We're going to shake and take a sip on that. Don't get angry. Don't try to poop on anybody. Don't try to convert anybody. Don't try. Halloween is here. Keep your mouth shut for the next 10 days. Don't try to tell somebody it's evil. Don't try to hate on. Don't go to a party where you're not going to have fun. Don't show up without a costume and you're supposed to be in a costume. Just don't do it. Go find something else to do. That's why I say all that. It's like, okay, that's fine, but bye. We're going to go have fun. Okay. Now back to this. Alchemy, astrology, divination, exorcism, the fantastical, folklore, haunting, supernatural creatures, and necromancy. We've covered all of this. So boom, there you go. Elements of magic. Okay. Yeah, we elevate. We don't hate over here. So let's look at metal. Ow. Ow. Trying to. Ooh. Ooh, I had a good day today. But anyway. Okay. Metals of any various opaque, fusible, ductile, and typically lustrous substances. I love all of those topics or those words, those, descriptions that are good conductors of electricity and heat, formations by loss of electrons and yield basic oxides and hydroxides, especially one that is a chemical element as distinguished from an alloy. Okay, now really quick, because I struggled. I was like, should I put alloy in there? And I said, no, I'm not going to put. Alloy is just a mixture of metals. Okay, you can look it up. I was like, no, we ain't going. Okay, what I'll do, I'll put it down in the extra for you. Okay, yeah, I was like, yeah, because that's going. We have to get to a point in class culture where I'm not explaining everything to you. However, it matters to me that you understand what I'm talking about. But guess what? You have that $1,000 phone. All you got to do is go boop, 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 put me on hold, pause, look it up, and go, oh, okay, I know what she's talking about. So, yeah, we all know what metal is. I mean, come on. It's down there for you to discover what it means if you don't. So, what's the next thing? Superstition of metals. Now, my grandmother did not like certain metals. I'm not going to put it out there because I'm not going to spook everybody, because guess what? Everybody don't believe what everybody else believes. Even though I loved her dearly, I didn't believe that, because I was like, well, what about the metal in your house? And then they look at you, they get mad, and they got attitude for the next 50 years, right? Okay, sorry. One popular superstition about iron says you should bite down on a piece the day before Easter in order to avoid having a toothache for the rest of the year. I have never done that, and I never will. But when you look that up, look, 18 superstitions around the world. And we're going to hit this. Let's see if it lets me in. Give me a second. Because I think I wanted to share this. Okay, yeah. Ooh, oh. Even though we're not looking at Webbies first, I just wanted to share it with you. Okay. And this is down below in the extra. Okay? All right. Oops. Give me a second. I forgot to copy it. Let me make sure it's down there. So what was that? Superstition? Yeah. And then, yeah, here we go. Just make sure it's down there. Sorry, I just have a key. Here we go. Yeah, it's down there. A second. I'm just making sure. Okay, it's down there. Okay. Now we're going to look at harmless fun. Harmless fun. Then you have a lots of EXKRA in the word category. And then we're going to go right into the Webbies. So, yes. So let's look up harmless fun, because that's often my answer to people who, I don't know. I just think they just have a bad habit of just giving like unsolicited opposing thoughts when you're, it's like 500 people in a room celebrating Halloween, and they're standing there going, I hate Halloween. It's like, well, why are you here? And if you chose me to say that topic, and you see I'm dressed up having a good time with the old nasty adult beverage in my head, waiting all year to have this wonderful time, and you want to pick me, you're the devil, you're a demon, God ain't in you, and you're gonna get this work. I'm gonna say it's harmless fun. Get the F away from me. Okay. And then I'm gonna be like, oh, I got that devil. So yeah, just, or I'll walk away before they even get it. Oh, boop, boop. I'll just make a beeline somewhere else. I sure will, because I know they're up to something. So yeah, I often tell people, it's just harmless fun. You refer to an activity or situation as fun if you think it is pleasant and enjoyable. Yeah, and it's like, you shouldn't even be there. Get out of here. Oh yeah, I've had that even today. Like when I make these videos creative, they go, well, this and that, and I'm like, hmm, hmm. It's Halloween. Wait to November 3rd and come back, or hit a playlist on Fashion Fridays or something. Yeah, it's very odd. Yeah, very odd. What to do instead of Halloween? Decorate with pumpkins and leaves because that's what's happening in nature. Do a pumpkin hunt, candlelight games, book characters, charitable treating, or just like a lot of people don't celebrate Christmas, just leave people alone. hmm Uh, People say avoid it. You can't really avoid it, but yeah, right? What to do besides trick or treating? Stay home and watch TV, or just go out to a movie or something. It's just relax. And here you can get alternatives and festive ways to celebrate Halloween. Yeah, don't make zero comments about anything opposing what anybody is doing during a ritual or celebration. We're on number 20. We have given so many examples of how we got this far and how important it is to culture and why we do it. I don't want to hear from anybody because you're going to have to go to start with my oddities number 1, and you're going to have to write opposing thesis or paragraphs in the comment sections on whatever you want to do. Good for you. I'm talking about something somebody wrote 10,000 years ago. You're addressing them. We're just discussing it. Yeah, I hate when people talk about like celebrities, people who don't even know you, who could give a F, who just want your $29.99 to buy their product and they don't even care. Versus, we sit and we learn and we chat and we comment and we even engage on panels. You discard what they say, but you follow every word, every yellow burnice they wear, every outfit they got on, and it's odd. The social skills on the internets and the YouTubes are very curious. You have to be very confident in yourself, and you have to just keep it 100 all the time, like we do in class culture. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm doing. Shout out to Vlogtober 2021. It rocks. See ya in Easter. Go and check out a Vlogmas playlist. We already did that last year. Yeah, have fun with it. It's ancient fun and it's fun now. Yeah, never let anybody take your happy away ever. Because I know no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Now in extra, extra, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 webbies, and we're going to look at 9, and then we'll be done. So enjoy whenever this pops up. It is what it is, y'all. I am so relaxed during this season. It's rewarding at this point. I've made it this far. I'm like, oh, good. I'm doing everything the way I want it done for my channel. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves as well. So here we go. Let's look at these webbies. Give me a second. And yeah, I'm done with the pictures and the overlays. Oh yeah, I love it when I go back and do my research as well. So I'm going to take away this. Yeah, let's take that away. All right. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Here's an interactive periodic table. Look at this. When you hit it, you see, you can hit each one. No, ma'am, we're not going to. It's there, and it's going to live in this video forever. And then here are the names. Okay? And all the other scientific things. So if you're writing let's say a scene, and they pick up the sulfur, you should understand what sulfur does. Because if you write a scene like, oh, the sulfur burned up the whole house, well, it won't do it. It'll make it stinky. but it won't burn your house. You know what I mean? It just no it. So yeah, you have to be careful. You have to be at least authentic and know exactly what you're saying when you're writing. And there's iron, and nickel, and copper, and zinc, things that you're familiar with. And there's other words on there, you guys. We will be locked in there forever. And that's the fun thing about science. Just don't be afraid of it. Just read it and see what it says. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to hurt you. The evolution of the periodic system. So they're sticking to that 200 years ago thing. I debate that because then they go all the way back. I'm going to show you something that goes all the way back to Egypt, of course. So yeah. Give me a second. Okay. There's the story. Lots of advertising. I can't help it, you guys. But this is Scientific American, okay? And you can go here, brain, environment, technology, space. They also have a podcast. People have been asking me about podcasting. I'm like, oh, I really don't have the time right now. Maybe in 2022 I will revisit it. But yeah, I just don't have the time because those are regularly scheduled things and they do have broader audience and things like that, but we're not quite there yet. But I appreciate that. It's interesting, but yeah, not yet. All right, so what's next? Here is more than 2,000 years of elements. So there you go. That supports my argument. You know what I mean? So here you go. This is down below. I just think it's more modern. They modernized it 200 years ago, but it existed way before that. Give me a break. Give me a break. So yeah, all of the goodness is in there. Okay? And that's down below. So what's the next thing? All right. All right, because they always talk about what do you put in potions? What is magic? You know, is it safe to put things here and there? And well, you have to do your research. You have to figure it out. Which metals you should have in your home, which ones are considered not safe. Sometimes people say you shouldn't, certain things attract certain energies, things like that. So just kind of educate yourself. All right, so what's the next thing? All right, here we go. I'm sorry, somebody's like, let me pay attention to this for a second. Okay, so this website is interesting. International Year of the Periodic Table was 2019. Okay, and platinum. Okay, they investigated the uses of platinum. So UNESCO, I guess, I thought that was interesting. I haven't followed the subsequent years, but I thought, this would be fun to open it up the topic because they were discussing Egyptian artifacts. Okay, and here are, I think that's Trojan or Greek or whatever, how they found these metals. See, to me, that's fascinating. It's like, yeah, how did they find them? What made them go in the ground and dig and search and hunt and peck since they're buried? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's interesting. And here they are saying platinum bonds are often used as a form of medicine in treatments of cancer. So we have benefited a lot from elements. So that's also ties into healing and wellness and the practice of shamanship, for lack of a better term, and alchemy. It's amazing. There are pills now that date, or cures or elements that date back to 10,000 years ago, because they kept track of all the information on what might help you or what might cure you. So yeah, there are all types of trials and all of that. Okay. There are also superstitions attached to a lot of elements and metals. We all know that. A broken mirror, bad luck, all of that stuff. Uh, who knows where it first started, but here they talk about ancient Greek and the Roman Empire. Okay. Historical origins. To damage a mirror was considered so disrespectful that people thought it compelled the gods to rain bad luck on anyone so careless. I just think because they were so expensive at the time and such a rarity, it was almost like, from the 69 to 70, people either had no TV, a black and white TV, or a color TV. So if you went and broke that color TV, they would wish or give a old nasty curse on you and say that was bad luck. But yeah, the same with mirrors, because how would you replace it if it was passed down? There's also a thing about mirrors where a lot of cultures don't even to this day like their pictures taken, because they feel it will capture a part of their soul and diminish their spirit or their energy. So yeah, a lot of people weren't into the mirrors. Can you think about it? There was no such thing as mirrors. You never really saw yourself unless you looked where? In the water, in a calm river, stream, or pond. You could see yourself in water, but there was never anything until mirrors came along, and they paint the mercury on the back of the glass and then you can see your image. So, yeah, very interesting. And that's why they say here they believe one's reflection on the surface of a pool of water reflected one's soul. Okay? So, yeah. Interesting. It's an interesting read, but I will ask you to do the rest because I just want to stay on track of the subject matter. But yeah, not go too far, which is very hard for me. Okay. This is another Webby, and it says how to use elemental magic in your spells. Okay. So this is something that we're going to talk about coming up later. Earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Okay, so check this out ahead of time. You know what? I might even put this in that one. Let me see. What should I do? I'm gonna copy that one. We'll stop sharing. I'll come back to you, and then I'll put that. Give me a second. Yeah, I'll put that down there. We'll share it. We'll just have to share it. Should I take it out of this one, put it in that one? Yeah, let's do it. So you just got a little teaser. Yeah, because we're going to talk about that in the upcoming one. Since I have so many, right? We like to share. All right. So the last three. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Give me a second. Copy. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's a fascinating topic. It's not as spooky, not as it's more academic, but it still matters. If you ask somebody, "Oh, you're wielding a sword?" and they go, "Yes, I am." And then you have to ask them, "Well, what is it made of?" Huh? Well, yeah, you should know what it's made of. Now, come on. Take a moment and educate yourself because that matters. What if your enemy has a substance that can melt your sword instantly? Or make it so hot that you can't touch it, pick it up, and use it? Think about it. There's always a counter to what you are using. And you got to be careful. So, what's the next thing we want to talk about? Let's talk about the ancient side of it. Okay? Ancient origins. The legendary Emerald Tablet and its secrets of the universe. The origin of the Western alchemy can be traced back to Hellenistic, Saint Helena, Charlemagne's mom, Egypt, in particular to the city of Alexandria, where the great, oh, it hurts my heart, library existed. And you know that scene in Cleopatra where they burnt it down? Mhm. One of the most important characters in the mythology of alchemy is Hermes, and that's where we looked his name up. That's who they're talking about here in this article as well. The name of this figure is derived from the Egyptian god of wisdom, Thoth, and Hermes is, they're sort of like, that's the Egyptian one and that's the Greek one. They were sort of like the same, okay, which is said to be written by Hermes, is generally regarded as the basis of the alchemy. Okay, the ancient Hermes, the current modern. He was the turning point. He was the corner. Okay, they get into a talky, wordy. So we need to salute him. He was responsible for writing it all down, keeping track, and elevating it into modern times. So where did he get it from? Shaman. Over years and time of collecting this information. It is what it is. It came from somewhere and it ain't brand new. We got the benefit of all the hard work. All right. Spreading the stories of the Emerald Tablet, because they found this tablet, archaeologists, and they found some of his work. And down below in the description box, you're going to find the EXKRA, and they go more into it. But yeah, while various claims have been made regarding the origins of the Emerald Tablet, as yet no verifiable evidence has been found to support them. The oldest document source of the tablet is this is hard to say, okay, so be nice to me, Kitab Sir al-Haliki, Book of the Secret of Creation and the Art of Nature. Okay, no, I like that one. Give me a second. Because the deeper and deeper you use your research and your skills and your patience and your passion to seek truth and knowledge, the more clues you find. It's really amazing. I love it. And it comes from Arabic text. So that is down below. Okay. Oopsie. What happened? Okay, here we go. Give me a second. So what's the next thing we want to look at? Step by step. Take your time, no rush. You'll get everything you want. Now, the hermetic, that's what they call it, the hermetic touchstone. Okay? They talk about it here as well in ancient, let's just say, documents. And I think it's beautiful. Look at that. And this is down below as well. There's fish. There are machines. There are lots of things to talk about. So let's go back up again. Inventions. It's very steampunky. There's old nasty cauldron. Yeah, I like that. Remember the process of breaking down the elements? That tube there. The glass. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once, y'all. Look at that. Interesting. There's another circle with all of those elements. And do you see the astrology in there, the symbols, all that good stuff, right? I was like, yeah, I see Pisces. Okay. Interesting. Get your life. all of this stuff over here as well, scientific things that we just don't have time to look at. But yeah, it's very fascinating. I like what they say here. The title page is an elaborate symbolic engraving with portraits of Hermes and all these other people. Okay, so they called it the alchemy dream team. Okay, so that's cool. That's down below. Okay. Give me a second. Sorry. I was trying to see if I could find a link for, the Book of Secret of Creation and Art of Nature, but probably not. So I'm just going to put the words down there and we can revisit it later. Let me see what they do in images. Ooh. Okay, I can show you this image of his, the tablet that they found. And then you can do your research on wherever, Wikipedia, you know what I mean? It's so much. I'm trying to make these close to an hour. So here I'm going to put the words so you can look at it in extra. And then in extra, also put some phobias in there. Just for the funs, the giggles of it. Okay, there you go. All right, sorry, I'm doing like two things at once. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to put this as an overlay and we're going to look at it. What did his tablet look like? Because I'm sitting here thinking, well, I guess I could have shared that. So I'll make that part of the video. Here it comes. Give it a second. Here you go. In antiquity. There it is. So they found this tablet. It was made of an emerald, like, stone. This stone must have been like the biggest emerald they ever found. And that's how they found his writings, Hermes. And it still exists to today. But that must have been like, they'll never find we're probably on top of all types of treasures and everything, but we can't dig up the whole earth. You just can't do it. You can't find everything you want just because you're greedy or whatever. So, they're treasure hunters that are just have this insatiable need of greed and wealth, and they do too much. They for one diamond they'll dig up whole mountains for a handful of diamonds. I mean, sometimes you got to say stop. And yeah, it's ridiculous. Do you ever watch like on TV like treasure hunters? I used to read treasure hunter books and things like that. I don't mind treasure hunters that go after sunken ships, but digging up whole mountains, that's terrible. It's like, cut it out. Here in California, there are old gold mines, old silver mines, in Australia, opal mines. People have lost lives. In the East, people are still digging coal from the ground. We got to think better. We're more modern. We don't have to do all of that. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Last but not least, let's just go over what they say. Yeah, it's too much. So yeah, but it's magical and it's interesting and it's all a part of the topic. So here, the history of the tablet. So I don't want to cover this, but here, how do I do this? Let me make this. Here, I'll make it large. Oh, they gave us a new option, you guys. Look at me down there. Isn't that cute? But yeah, shout out to StreamYard. But yeah, here we go. Because I saw that the other day. I was like, what is that? But that is so cool, right? So here we go. The tablet probably first appeared in the West editions of the pseudo Aristotle. All of those words was actually a translation of that other word, the book that what did I say the book was? Secret of Creation and Art of Nature. Okay, so this is what I suspect, Hearts of Gold. Back when they didn't have printing press, they didn't have computers, there was not a bunch of, they weren't bookstores, so they had to hand write this stuff. Okay, so I just think he hand wrote something he found on his travels. Okay, and they said that was around 1140. So one culture would learn off another culture, and then that culture would learn off another culture at the same time. Those scientists, those alchemists, those shaman, the the believers, the witches, the wizards, they would add on to it. That's why I opened the show up with something would happen. They will all go learn about the latest thing, and they would all go back to their own laboratories or their own corners in their houses or their own altars or their own chest of goodies and figure something else out, and it would take the next step. And the next time they would all get together and they say, well, look what I found. And they would go, ooh. So you get that in, I wish we had more of that. I used to go listen to speeches in college auditoriums, but they don't do that anymore. Just to see what they were talking about. Half the time I didn't know what they were talking about, but I was like, oh, that's fascinating. No idea. Or you have to have access. Who are you? Well, the public. I want to know what's going on. Like, did you know you could still sit in courtrooms? Certain courtrooms, and just listen. It's fascinating. Okay, focus. But yeah, and then I'll go down to the bottom. It should be remarked, and apparently that the Greeks and Egyptians used the term emerald for emeralds, green granites, and perhaps green jasper. In medieval times, the emerald tablet of the Gothic king of Spain said to have belonged to the Queen of Sheba. Okay, now you know there was a reason we had to share this. Boom. Okay, so there she is. Okay, let's just, you know what's gonna happen. So somebody had got it from the Queen Sheba all up in through Africa. So you know that's how we rock and roll here in class culture, and we made it. So the Queen Sheba in the Bible, shout out to my Queen Sheba status, had known all about elements and magical things and all the topic we were talking about. Of course she did, boo-boo, okay? So this is all down below for me and you. And I'm making sure that once I make this available, you will see it nowhere else on YouTube. No, just kidding. But guess what? You're going to see it here first if you never knew that. You know we had to close the show out with some fabulousness. And here is a beautiful empress. Yes, on her throne that looks just like Gigi Darling and, of course, Queen Sheba. Thank you, Hearts of Gold. This has been another fun episode of Oddities and Curiosities, just for you. I appreciate you so much. My golden heart is full and happy. And guess what? We have 10 more to go. Okay, boo-boo. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next live. Until then, or the next upload, hit all those reminder buttons. And if this was your first time listening, really, please subscribe. Please like the video. If you're a content creator, please share it. Because I know I just blew your mind. I know I did. Hit all the reminder buttons, and you will always be notified by Gigi and Queen Sheba. Yeah, I think they stole it from them. But anyway, love you, boo, and I will see you back here in a video near you. Okay? Bye!